Welcome back to 10 Test Podcast. I'm your host, Robbie, and across from me are my co-hosts from Tejas, Matt and Dusty. Adam could not be bothered. He's an adult with a job.
This is an interstate podcast.
Well, I'm almost as close to one of you as you are to each other, basically, being in Ohio.
That's true. You being 14 and a half hours away from me puts you about the same distance as Austin from me within the.
How's the weather there up in Dallas, Dusty?
It's warm.
I have Texas weather too.
Hey.
Actually, I don't know if it's just me being a grumpy old man or being just a bitter person, but all week it's been like heat advisory, seek shelter, and it's just like it's not even fucking triple digits, guys.
90.
Just
92.
chill out. But
I don't know if I was up in Michigan or Ohio, but I was getting that on my phone. I'm like, what? It's like
93.
May or
June
June
it's like
or
93,
whatever.
guys. Relax.
It was like 90. What even that?
No, I walked out from work yesterday and today, and I'm like, okay, it's heat advisory. It's going to be hot. I step out. I was like, okay, yeah, it's hot. I guess I'm going to go mow the lawn.
Warm-ish.
It's fine.
Don't do that. You'll die.
No, I'll just work on my tan. But it was a little bit windy, so I got grass blown on me, so I was a little annoyed.
You're lucky you survived.
I am, actually.
Did you put your elderly inside and make sure that the fan was blowing on them?
I put actually, no, because the dogs refused to go inside. The pit bull laid in the sun and baked like a potato. And then the spaniel, I don't know if it was like an anxiety attack thing, just decided he needed to follow me the entire time I mowed my 4 acres. And then he couldn't catch his breath at the end. And we had to go sit in the basement on the floor so he could cool off. Silly dogs.
Just need to come back inside and lay your junk on some cold, hard floor.
Yep, I get that. I mean, I do. But we're back for our weekly podcast. We didn't do one in June because... Well,
I think we did one in June.
Did we do one in June?
I think it was...
It was released.
It
was released right before we went to Midwest Fest.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll go with that.
I think we checked the box for June. And hey, we're already checking the box for July. So.
Yeah, we're a step ahead.
Job well done, everyone.
So I was very busy. We did Midwest Festival, followed by I had a conference in Detroit, and I had to basically turn right around after getting home from Grid Life and then going straight back to Detroit and then having the conference from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day. And I had to actually give a speech and then turn around and then get home for like a day and a half and then fly to Florida and then do Disney things as an adult, which actually was not bad. But you pair that with a year's worth of work all culminating into like this task has to be done in June. It was a bit much. And the last thing I wanted to do was a podcast. So
we used to have a phrase about that.
I personally would never say such phrases. Other hosts and or guests,
other hosts that couldn't be bothered to be here tonight.
They would say fuck the fans, but I would never ever say such things. That was added to my level of stress because I knew I was disappointing my fan.
Hey, our last show was June 7th.
Look at us.
Right on schedule, boys.
It's hard getting a podcast out, man. And being an adult, it's genuinely hard.
So getting a podcast out when you're in your 20s
Cake.
or early 30s, a little bit different.
Yep. I don't like how close I am to 40.
It doesn't get better.
No, it gets worse before it gets worse.
I'm learning.
But we have Matt on because he met me at Midwest Fest, where he was also a GT driver, and we got to bro down all weekend because Dusty couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, Dusty, where were you?
I was saving up my money so I can come hang out with you guys in Watkins Glen. So
I should probably get a ticket for that.
All right. We'll allow it.
Matt, do you have a ticket for that?
What do you mean? I buy my tickets in like February.
No, that's not a thing. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, sorry, not everybody lives 3 hours from every track on the calendar.
It's 6
like you
hours.
do.
It's 6
Oh,
hours.
okay.
Feel bad for me.
That was one dusty commute.
Yeah, that's me getting to and from work. Yeah.
No, I'm sure there's tickets available between now and the end of the month, I'm sure. Probably. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I've seen a few pop up already, but
And it's not sold out, so I'll be fine. Or I'll just do GT. It's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, there you go. Join us.
Just be like 70 horsepower underpowered.
how much weight is there to lose out of the car?
Not enough. Not even close to enough.
Okay, so my car is lighter than Robbie's, and my car was 400 pounds overweight for my power, if that gives you any scale on what we're talking about here.
We've got
That's
axles.
crazy. I didn't realize how light those cars are.
Well,
Or I guess how much
just didn't have
power,
much power.
how much power you could have.
Yeah,
It's like
330, 340, I think is my target. I'll get there. I'll get there next year.
So 257 is not going to get me there.
You could
Just take 1,000 pounds out of the car.
Yeah, there you go.
Matt just needs to do like the Adam LZ has a 240 right now that weighs like 2,600 pounds or something like that with a 2J in it.
Jeez.
Whoa!
or a 1J, I guess. I can't remember, but
It's an iron block. I don't have an iron block.
So yeah, just like, hack everything off at the firewall and tube it with things back in the stock location, and then hack everything off at the base of the rear window and just hang bodywork back there, and you're good.
It's not the
I can't remember what the tech guy's name was, but he has an S13, and I rolled across the scales at Heartland's in 23, I guess it was, with the LS3. Cage, full interior, most of it interior. And I think it was like 2750. He was like, how is the thing so heavy? And I was like, what do you mean?
What do you mean heavy?
So he, basically he has a stripped out S13, probably has an SR or something. And I, normally you can get him down to like 2,500, but I've got like a lot of stuff in my car. Still have the pop-up headlights and all that.
Maybe Adam's car's like 2,300 or something like.
Yeah, it
It was so crazy light.
It was a number so light that because they put their normal like suspension package on it and it did not work. Like just he flat could not drive it. And Chelsea DeNova came by and he's like, yeah, none of this works because these corner weights don't make any sense. Like you have to be lying to me about what this car weighs.
They don't even make springs that light.
Yeah, they ended up they like took a huge swing on spring rate and a bunch of other like front suspension geometry stuff, and it made it like better. But
I believe that. But yeah, so Matt and I went to Midwest Fest. This will be the first. I guess this is where we left off with my car having broken wheel studs, and other than that, car felt great. Going into the weekend, pretty happy with the way the car felt. As neutral as it's ever been. Because the last handful of years I've been fighting understeer like I wouldn't believe. Basically, let's compare it to iRacing. It's like driving the GR Cup car on iRacing, the one that everyone complains about because there's no way the physics are even close to accurate. There's no way a car handles this poorly. My car handled that poorly.
yeah, that car in iRacing, it will beat you into submission on brake release technique because if you do not drag the brake like to the absolute
to the
last second of the apex, it is going to drive like there's a set of train tracks just going straight off the end of the corner.
Yup. And so my car has been struggling with understeer. Basically ever since I took off the rear sway bar because people said that's the way you have to do it with the 350Z, and because I've been fixed braking it the last couple of years, I never got deep back into it. Okay, yeah, it kind of handles like shit, but it's at least working today, and then I break something. And so finally it's to the point where I was like, we can focus on suspension stuff. We can focus on setup and actually spend some time dialing shit in.
Like, now that this car runs for a full 20-minute session, I can stop and think about the fact that it's trying to kill me for this entire 20-minute session.
Yup. And which is funny because, like, that was never the problem as to why I was in the wall or like sideways down the track or whatever. It was always something else much more major. And so it's like, again, it was never top of the priority list. And now I've finally had a chance to focus on it. And yeah, I felt great at Grattan with the rear bar, with the new springs. Yeah, so showed up feeling like, okay, this is going to be great. And we went out for practice. And it's the most oversteery car I've ever driven in my whole life ever. And I can't explain it. And everyone's complaining about the track conditions, and they're all complaining about the same thing. And like,
I saw nearly everybody that I saw post from that weekend was trying to figure out why their car was
broken.
180 degrees different from what they thought they had coming into the weekend.
Yep, we all were in that same boat. It made no sense. Like, normally Gingerman's real weird, where you do kind of have to do like a wet setup, especially on a festival weekend, because it's just, the track's hot garbage, and it gets worse every year, and especially on a drift weekend as well. So you always go in knowing the track's going to suck. But this was real weird because, yeah, your car was behaving in a way that you'd never felt it ever do before. I know Stubbs was fighting it. I know, what's his name? Tomo Gorman was coaching him. I can't, a C8 Corvette, and they like were taking yeah, because they like took the rear bar off a brand new C8 because of the same shit. Like,
yeah, like I saw clips of Tomo like riding a ZR1 like reverse entry into corners, and I'm like,
he went off on 10 and like went out of frame.
Yeah, Tom, like, I think that one was in like mixed damp, but I saw clips of that car doing the exact same thing when it was bone dry too.
I saw he taped a gurney flap to the back of the stock ZR1 ring or whatever the heck it was.
Yep. Yeah, anything to get downforce, because like I had, getting ahead of myself here, but like I was working with like Zach from Fortune Auto, because he came and introduced himself. I was like, yeah, we've been talking on Instagram for years, and so after Friday, I went and grabbed him and was like, hey man, I hate my car. Can I steal your attention for a little bit? And then we found out like I was living real close to the bump stops in the rear, and so we put on like the smallest bump stops they have available, and that helped. But it's still, again, it was like fighting whatever the car was going to do that weekend. And I put a little bit more wing into it, and I was trying to hold, like, every session I went out, I was just like adjusting compression and rebound in the rear. The front, I was pretty happy with the front, but yeah, we were just constantly trying something all weekend and never really got to that point. It was like, you got to like race 4. I'm like, I'm going to do this. We're just going to run it, because next time I take this car, it's probably going to behave just fine. Like, I'm going to go back to where we started, because it's completely different from where we're going to be today.
Is the asphalt just like worn down super smooth in the groove, or what?
I honestly don't have a good answer. And I don't know if anyone does either, because it's just Gingerman always has a weird setup and always behaves differently than any other track. And then you pair that with a festival weekend in the heat, and like rain doesn't clear it off. Like, it doesn't just like, oh good, now we have a fresh start. No, it's terrible then too.
Yeah, it's in which, looking through the records, like there's finally been records reset the last 2 seasons, but I know for a long time, looking at the records, it was still like 2020, 2021 years on nearly all of them, but that's changed.
Yeah, and the rules have changed too, so that the classes are different, so it's kind of hard to compare apples to apples, but the general consensus is that the track is definitely slower year over year. So I guess if you're setting records or going faster than you were a couple of years ago, you are improving, and things are worse on track, so you're that much better. But yeah, so we showed up, and since Joe has a not a dyno jet, what's he got? Mustang.
Mustang.
Yeah, so we kind of had an idea of where the power was, and come to find out we were actually wildly underestimating it based on previous results on the old engine, comparing it to his runs on his Mustang and what we had before. And so I was thinking like, we had power everywhere that we gained throughout the power band, but like according to the last like recorded ones we had at his dyno, we were like, we're only like maybe 10 horsepower more. And so the last time I was on the Grid Life dyno, it peaked at 232. And I was like, okay, so maybe we're at like 245. And so then we kind of based all of our math around like, we'll just kind of do a very light detune. We can do the kind of still run the stock or the natural curve because we're really not detuning much out of it. And then ended up being at 257. so then it took a little bit more effort to get it to where we wanted to be at 240. Because my original plan was to go to 230 and then just take the flat tune all the way across. And then that kind of made less and less sense because then I'm taking all the modifiers to match what all the V8s are doing. Like I'd be taking like the exact same penalties as Magnussen's car. And I was like, this is not the same car. Like not even close. So,
no, he has a natural tune on his motor, I think.
He sure does not. He sure does not. But yeah, so we fought with that a little bit, but we were able to get it where we needed to be.
So that difference from Mustang to, is it Superflow or Dynojet?
Dynojet.
That difference is more in line with what I had in mind of how they related to each other.
Yes. Yeah, so his reads, depending on the day, obviously, between 15 and 19% higher than what Grid Life's Dynojet reads.
Lower, you mean?
No, his is always higher.
Oh, so what did you make on his?
Like 300.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you make more power than I do.
Ha, wrong. Yeah, because like the old engine peaked at 286 on his, and so we were flirting with 300 with this engine, and then 19% off of that basically is where we ended up. So
yeah, okay. Just kidding then.
Yeah, no, I always had it backwards, like the other way around too, because like I was always told the Mustangs read. No, is that right? They read high.
Yeah, I'd always, because the only time we've ever had one of our cars on a chassis dyno was a Mustang, and with Alex Pites, and Alex told us, I'm dying over here. Alex told us that making 500 on his, we would make like 540 if we ever put it on a Dynojet.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I don't know if that was just his specific setup or what. But.
Yeah, because I mean, you do your correction factors and your whatever. So like now we've got enough data between my car and Jeff Donati's car that we can kind of do a much better job of comparing like his Mustang versus the Grid Life Dynojet, so we can do a better job of like estimating detunes and different stuff. Because Jeff Donati is he's from Columbus here. He's another one of the Dula Design drivers. Made the jump from drift because he did Pro Spec. What was that? A year or two ago? 2 years ago. And then has gotten into grip stuff. So he's built himself a wonderful mousetrap. I think he made it all the way up to 10th place in one of the races. So he did very well making the adjustment. And so Joe was kind of bouncing back and forth between us all weekend. So got me sorted, got the engine tuned, or detuned rather. And then just since Joe's kind of a perfectionist, he would just make sure everything, like after every session, he'd pull the logs and then like make minor tweaks to like, drivability type stuff. So he was just making sure it was as perfect as it could be, and then obviously doing the same thing for Jeff. And so it was nice to come off the track, and then we'd have a conversation beyond the fact that if the car drove like shit, or the driver handled the car like shit. The engine was wonderful. It had no issues. The only thing I really ran into is that one of the relays on my fans died after practice 2. So then we got it fixed. I drove up to pit or grid for qualifying, and my temps spike. So I shut the car off, figured out what's going on, realized that like when I was fixing the relay, I didn't get the connector on quite right, and all I did was like just kind of jiggled it, and everything worked just fine. Never had another issue. It was just kind of like I didn't have it seated properly on the sensor signal.
Well, there's so much room up there to work around the fans. So
yep. But yeah, honestly, that was like the only like mechanical issue I ran into all weekend was just little things like that, like dealing with the relay of the fan dying. Then obviously I had to diagnose that, and then just the setup issues that I was fighting. Just genuinely hating how the car felt, and it became abundantly clear to me that I had preferred to use the GR86 on iRacing for obvious reasons, because it was very similar to how this car behaved. And for the last, I don't know, 3 years, I've been training myself to drive like that. So I'm assuming my car is going to understeer. I assume I have to trail brake all the way to the apex. And I assume that I have to like drive in that fashion. And so when my car flips to like the polar opposite oversteery type car, turns out I don't have any experience like that, and I don't know how to adjust. And so we were like dealing with traction control stuff all weekend, just trying to like get it to work. And and we come back in, he's like, I'll say to Joe, I was like, it's turned all the way up and I don't feel it doing anything. And he's looking at the logs. He's like, it's because you lift the second it tries to engage. Like you correct it for it every time. It's like you would just stay in, like keep your foot in it for like half a second more. You'd have it all. Like you would feel it do something, but you just like auto correct on your own. And so I'm not getting a good feel for the traction control, because as soon as I get that rotation, because I'm not in the position I need to be, because I'm trying to drive it as if it's understeery still, and I'm not adjusting to like doing a better job of putting the car where it needs to be to handle like a car that actually rotates.
Well, and yeah, and getting the slip in the rotation and trusting that it's going to slip to where you want it to and then point and go, versus either slide through the corner pushing the front tires, or slip a little bit and then turn loose and keep going, and you're going to end up backwards.
Yep. And during the quiet hours on Sunday, Scott didn't have any people that he was coaching, and we were just sitting there catching up. He's like, you got some video? And I was like, yeah. And then we did a quick coaching session right then and there, and we kind of like just walked through the last 2 races, or maybe it was just one race. And we were just kind of talking like about my like complete lack of ability to adjust to such an oversteery car, because I've trained myself to drive such an understeery car. And so like, even just like literally just the placement of the car, like to get to the apex, like I'm turning in too early, too sharply, like just not positioning a car that's going to rotate. And so I need to like, I think it was race 3 and 4. I spent the whole time just like trying to like drive the car, knowing that I can take a later apex. I can approach this totally different, and let the car actually rotate. And so like I was talking to Zach from Fortunato, I was like, I'm almost convinced that the car is doing exactly what it needs to do to be fast. I'm just doing a terrible job adjusting to it and actually being able to drive it that way. So it got to the point on Sunday where I was like, I don't want to make any more changes, because I feel like I'm just fighting myself at this point, and I'm not driving correctly.
Yeah, I was so getting the Moza wheel and having more of a feel for that center 5% and like that rotation, like clicked a bulb in my head. And then there was like probably a month ago now, Jackie Ding had a video where they got a Cayman to play with and develop some suspension on, and he took it out bone stock on the track. and he is like just mobbing this thing into a corner, standing it on the nose and hammering the throttle, and like getting through corners at Autobahn like with just a little bit of a flick on the brake, and then power, and just the wheel is straight and the car is turning around like the apex of the corner, and he's doing it purely with the balance and the rotation and the slip of the tires and everything, and it like feeling that on the sim some more in an environment where it doesn't matter if you ride it into the wall, and then watching him driving that way like changed my whole mind. Like I've been messing around with cars starting in autocross in 2009, and like I've got this totally different thought process for how the car needs to get through a corner now than I've ever had before. And like, how did it take me this long?
I feel like I'm looking in a mirror right now, because that's like the exact conversation I had as well. And Scott told me, he's like, stop using the 86 and try. You know, there's an MX-5, and he's like, I got a setup you can try that'll help. Like, that's perfect for training. And then he's like, go to the Mustang. Go practice with the Mustang.
Hell yeah!
Because he's like, it's the polar opposite, but it's going to train you closer to what you need to be doing rather than the direction the GR86 took me, and then the old setup took me. So I have a big long list of suspension type changes I want to make on the car, but I don't currently have the budget, so that's going to be the winter project.
Just write the check.
I'm not credit card racing. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Plus, my wife just bought a new hair wand thing. I can't afford anything.
It's fun to just go. GK Tech will let you spend money like real easily.
I bet they will.
I mean, it's Apple Pay. Like, you don't even have to do anything. I just hey,
one click. Yeah, just one click.
There's sphericals coming. Awesome, sweet.
Oh, I learned.
There's a 4th of July sale going on too right now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, SPL doesn't put anything on sale ever. Doesn't seem like, but
nope.
Sucks to be the best.
Yes, it does. I'm trying to think if there's any like mechanical type stuff. Like, so Friday, yeah, we get there. What day did we get there? Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday.
We got there Thursday and just hung out. And then...
Because there's practice sessions on Thursday too, right?
Yeah, there's a test day you can buy a ticket for, which
okay.
I didn't. Would have been nice to, I guess, now with hindsight. But
and you still got like 3 practice sessions before qualifying too, right?
Two practices, 1 qualifying on Friday.
I was looking at the schedule and going like, this is a shitload of track time.
Yeah, and then you're there all day Sunday, because we didn't get out there till like 5, maybe 6. It was before 6. It was before 6.
The day started really late too. I think some of our races weren't till like 10, 11, noon, something like that.
Every day, yeah. Because if you didn't do the warm up, you weren't on track till like 11. Because they did, and even the warm up, it's like 10 minutes. You know, it's just almost like hardship laps, for lack of a better term.
That way you can sleep off the night in GA.
Yeah. I didn't venture out of the paddock. Like, we went to dinner, Matt and I and Jess, and that was Thursday, right?
That was Thursday because of the crazy storm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So Matt goes and runs errands on his motorbike, and Jess and I are going to go to Taste because it's my favorite restaurant. But of course, they had like a 45-minute wait at 8:00 at night.
Is this the banana pudding place?
No. It's peach cobbler place.
Oh, peach cobbler. Yeah, that's right. Dessert, some kind.
Yes. So we walk in. It's packed at 8:00, and then they're like, they're taking a wait list, but it's 45 minutes. I'm like, I'm just gonna walk across the street to the tavern. I don't care that much. It's 8:00. And then Grid Life had a 10:00 curfew. Like, the gates shut. Like, if you weren't back by 10, you're done. And so Matt met us at the tavern. Really good food. No complaints there at all. Actually, was very happy about that. And then as we're sitting there, I get a text saying that we're in a shelter-in-place warning. It's like, what are you
classic Grid Life?
Like, what are you talking about? Shelter in place. And we look outside, and it's like a wall of black clouds, and like the wind has picked up, and it is raining buckets. And his bike is sitting outside, so he's clearly not riding that back. And so we eat, we drag our feet, and it's at like 9:30. We're like, we gotta call it, because like we can't just wait this out any longer. We have to get back. And so we left Matt's bike there, took my truck back, got him some gas, and then ran back to the paddock. When everyone's just like hunkered down in their trailers or trucks. It does appear that more people go to hotels now than they used to. That's for sure.
Everybody gets old eventually.
Yep. But yeah, typical Midwest Fest, there had to be a literal hurricane.
And I think that was the second one of the week, right?
Yeah,
I think there was one on Wednesday night, too.
Wednesday night they had one, Thursday night had one, and then the rest of the weekend was actually pretty nice. It rained Sunday morning, but it was dry by the time any of the races started.
So if you saw the Toyo tent that was upside down in that screenshot that Kyle got or whatever, yeah, that was on Wednesday night.
Yeah, and apparently it was stuck through the side of the live stream trailer.
Yes.
Yep.
Luckily, no one got hurt.
How did he get impaled again? Oh, he was standing inside an enclosed trailer. Sweet.
He was safely.
That makes me feel better.
The rest of my weekend, the only other thing I had was during race, I don't know, would that have been 2? It had to be. Race 2. I was battling with like Mike, Peter Zhang. I'm trying to think who else was in that group. There was like a group of like 3 or 4 of us. Michael Hilo was right around us. And like we're going there. They get her, like there's a couple cars right in front of me. And I'm following them, like, we're all like bumper to bumper, but they're like 3 wide going into turn 1. And then they basically come to like a stop. Like there's not enough room for 3 cars. And they, rather than all coming together, they all slowed way down. And I'm like setting myself up going, this is perfect. I'll be able to scoot right in on the inside here. And I did not come to a hard braking like they did and way overslowed. And then I just right into the bumper of Mike. And then smashed up my splitter a little bit, my bumper. And then I finished the race. Everything was fine. The splitter stayed on, bumper stayed on. Everything was good there. And then I went.
Wait, was the Band-Aid on before or after you hit Mike?
The Band-Aid was on before because that crack in the bumper's been there for years.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And so get done with the race, go find Mike. And like before I even say anything, he turns to me, he goes, "It wasn't your fault." All right, cool. Shit happens. So like no hard feelings. It was just a racing incident. No big deal. But it was just one of those like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Did he do the Goodwill Hunting? It's not your fault. It's
No.
not your fault. It's not your fault.
I could absolutely see him doing that, but no, it was just like he went and because I think he had another like it's a very similar incident, like maybe like contact side to side that was like more of a concern because he had no concern with me whatsoever. It was just like, yep, I got to fix my bumper a little bit and my exhaust, and I was like, yeah, I got to go fix my bumper, but it's just cosmetic. So yeah, no hard feelings. I thought everyone raced fairly clean. Like it was aggressive. There was some aggressive racing for sure. But I really didn't have any problems. They only got close to having issues by actually Mike again. Got sideways coming out of 11. And so my choices were ditch it to the outside of 11 and drop 2 wheels into the dirt and keep going, hoping that he doesn't catch grip and spin, directly at me and pin me into the wall, or like slam on the brakes, which really that's not really an option. So lucky for me, he caught grip and actually kept going forward, and like scrubbed enough speed off that it wasn't a problem for anybody. And then Michael Hilo and I both like 2 wheels off, went around him, and everything was fine. But could have been bad, but all in all, it was good. But
I think that was the one that, like, is that the one where Coutil checked up and then everybody kind of
I think that was
flying around behind him, and then you and Stubbs just shot the gap.
Yeah, I think that was the same race, but he would have been further up from us, yeah, so I think that
Well, it was like a cascading effect from like 8th place all the way back through the middle of the field. It was kind of a wild chain of events that took place. But.
Yeah, so we got what's his name, Pucci, Pucci, the red BRZ. He's right there. We got we go around Mike like that, and then I can't see who the other car is, but yeah, Michael Hilo's like following me, just letting me lead the way. So it had some good battles with Stubbs. That was fun. The guy, I screw up his name. Scott is his last name, not his first name. He's got the yellow MX-5. He raced really well. He must have had like bad luck and ended up back behind me, and so like he would catch up to me because he had a faster pace than I did, and then race super clean. Then would eventually find a way around, and then I would just follow him. So it's, again, just really happy with how the weekend went. I think the best I did was 19th in race. That would have been race 2, right? So, I mean, working my way up. My goal was to be in the teens, and I got there. So, I mean, all in all, I was very happy.
I think 19th was race 3 because that was when you guys shot the gap.
That makes sense. that makes perfect sense. Yes.
It was really good to see Robbie back at a Grid Life event after such a long hiatus.
I didn't go back and watch the live stream, but yeah, you guys were saying that Kyle was talking about like I hadn't been there in like decades.
Kyle had a whole list of people that were like, making their homecoming back to Grid Life after being away for so long, and I was like,
bro, I went to 2 events.
Robbie ran a bunch of races last year.
Yep, I think Midwest Fest. I didn't do Midwest Fest last year, but I did Autobahn and Mid Ohio.
It was like you and Zach Lavoie and like 2 or 3 others that. Yeah, I'll give him credit. Like there were names on there that I hadn't seen in the field for a little bit.
Sure,
but Robbie's wasn't.
I mean, that's fine. I appreciate him knowing who I am and talking about me. I mean, that's cool. I mean, I'm not like a heavy hitter, and I'm usually in the 20s, and that's fine. I do my best. I do my best with what I got. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, now I got a list of things I want to replace and try to make it better, and because I'm stubborn and I refuse to change platforms, even though I know the Z is not the best platform. So whatever. Eventually, the rules will allow for such things where I can be competitive in a 350Z. And maybe my driving will match that.
Next year is our year. Yep.
Yes.
This is a safe space. You're surrounded by people that love you and have similar afflictions.
Yeah, this is the year of the VQ, so we're getting the engine right. Next year will be
year of the VQ.
Yeah, next year will be year of the Z, because we'll get the suspension right.
According to the internet, now it's the year of the VK.
Yeah, that seems to be very,
some
very
drag
true.
racer made like 29,000 horsepower with one, and now it's God's engine.
Matt's been saying that for years, though.
Yeah, well, actually, next year I'll be in a Z. Not with God's engine, though. With the other God's engine.
Yeah, you'll be with God's engine, the 5.3.
Yeah, nah. I think I'm going to put the 6.2 in there, but...
Noise.
I still have the 5.3. So.
You'll be with God's engine, the 4.8.
Yup. Good old truck motor.
It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to that.
4.8 and a good old China choo-choo on the front of it.
Well, it's a twin turbo, so it needs 2 turbos. My car.
Two China choo-choos.
Yeah.
Other than that, the only time I ventured out of the paddock Thursday was to go to dinner with Matt and Jess. And then Friday, I had all the intention in the world to like wander after track went cold. And then...
you didn't fall asleep, did you?
I did not. Jess did. Jess fell asleep at like 6 o'clock and was just sleeping the whole time.
Some people can't handle Grid Life.
Yep. And then Justin Okamoto comes over at like, I don't know, maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock, sits down, and before you know it, it's like 9:30, and we've just been chit-chatting the whole time. And he's just like, I'm going to go to bed. Yep. Me too. Didn't venture out of the paddock at all.
While there's lasers and fire blasting up in the air from a quarter mile away.
I could see that, yeah. I could hear it a little. So we did venture over there for a little bit Saturday night, but I think we spent more time walking to and from than I actually spent watching any of the concerts.
That's like it's kind of cool that it's out on the hill, but
I mean,
I feel like the traffic flow kind of has to be a little bit strange.
It's absolutely the right spot for it. I made that argument to Jabay years before they actually did it. And I was like, we were literally standing on Spectator Hill. I was like, Adam, look at all this wasted fucking space.
We weren't standing. We were sitting in the back of a Chevy Cruze.
Oh, that's right. That's when it got. That was
nosed up against a row of porta potty.
That's exactly when it got brought up. And then shortly thereafter, the stage got moved out there. But it honestly is better because it's a little bit segregated. So you have like the people that are really not have no interest or really don't have like the respect to be in the paddock, because there's certainly those people in GA that are just there to party. And so having them venture into the paddock regularly is just problems. And so the people that are taking the time to walk to the paddock actually want to be there and see the cars and do the thing. And so for the most part, they're not in the way beyond the fact that there's a billion of them. They're on purpose, not by happenstance. Yep. And so having the stage on Spectator Hill, and it's a long walk for anyone from the paddock that has to go to the stage, and you have to walk all the way through GA, and that's fine. But having the stage in the middle almost made it too convenient for everyone to venture into the paddock, because the paddock's as full as it's ever been. It's not as busy as it used to be. Like, it's not crowded with a bunch of people that probably shouldn't be there. So it has helped a lot in that respect. But when I want a cheesesteak at 9 p.m., I got to walk all the way out to Spectator Hill.
Yeah, and I also saw in one of the like Facebook group posts that I guess that area is only open certain hours. It's not open during the day, the festival area.
I don't think so. I don't think that's completely true. Maybe like a lot of the vendor stuff isn't, but like last year, all that stuff was open all day.
One of the things I saw was just like that there was food in there that nobody could get to until like dinner time versus being able to
that I can
go there for lunchtime. But yeah,
so you could last year. I can't confirm anything this year. Because they had a handful of vendors where the stage used to be in that middle area.
I remember there was people that had tacos in that little like kind of strange middle section.
Yep, I don't think
before the stage
there wasn't any tacos there this year. Those were out by the stage. What did we get?
I would have gotten more steps in then, because
we walked there and I was kind of over it, and at 6 o'clock, and I just wanted to eat what was ever there. And we ate. I honestly can't remember what you would call that food.
Like the Greek food?
Yeah, Greek. There. Yeah, the Greek.
That was the tiniest little hero wrap I've ever seen in my life. It was
the picture. The picture didn't lie. The wrap definitely looked a lot smaller than the bag of fries covered in whatever.
Yep. They were kind of running out of food, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure it was priced accordingly. The price was probably small too, right?
Oh God, no. It was like $1 less. But I mean, it was fun to be back. It was good to see everybody. If there was any drama, I absolutely avoided it. I really don't think there was much. I don't think anyone had a lot of like. Usually, you kind of see like that Monday GLTC chat, or like the Facebook groups who get people be all ranty. And I mean, I think there might have been a little, but it was more like a personal vendetta type setup rather than just everything sucks, I hate everybody, all the racing's bad, all of you are bad. Like I didn't feel a lot of that and didn't see a lot of it, if there was any. So I mean, as many incidents as there might have been, I thought it was as clean as any Midwest Fest we've been to in a while.
Yeah, the races seem to be mostly green. So
I'll say the Rush guys and gals had to have everyone come to the barn together, not initiated by Grid Life, where they're like, we're fucking this all up. We all need to be better. And then they were better.
ooh,
So,
a players only meeting.
Basically, that's basically what they did. I don't know if Grid Life kind of like oversaw it or were even there, but they did through like a mandatory meeting initiated by the drivers. I think it was after race 2.
I can't remember, was it race 1 or race 2, but there was like multiple yard sales on like one lap in different parts of the track. There was just Rush parts everywhere.
I think that was race 2 was real bad. I mean, 1 was not great, but 2 was bad if I remember correctly. And then after that they had their meeting with everybody, and the rest of the weekend seemed pretty clean. I wasn't paying close attention to Rush, but it sure seemed to be. Because I think they went out first on Sunday, and the track was still a little damp, and I was using their spray to determine if I wanted to go on wets or dries. And I'm standing on the dyno watching it, and I'm like, I see 2 laps, and I'm like, fuck it, we're going dry. And it was the right call.
They're light enough. Does rain really affect them?
It was funny because like they were doing the same argument because there were 2 races before us. So like you got some people went out on the Hoosier wets, others went out on dries, and it was, there was a mixed bag for them. And so because I hated my setup, I was gonna go conservative, but then I was like, man, it's like I'm seeing bits of the paddock drying out, like where it's like literally not even wet anymore. I was like, well, I can't justify going on the track if it's even close to that with wets. So luckily the sun kind of came out and actually dried up really fast. So
the track, go ahead, Jesse.
And it's not like your dries are like a slick.
No, they were 660s. I mean, the Nexans or the Kumos and the Nexans would have been worse. But even then, I think both of those would have been fine.
Yeah, short of just straight up standing water everywhere, most of the 200 treadwear stuff it's not going to be that phased by it.
Yeah.
So I go out for race 3, and I'm actually right before TC, and we're on those Toyo Proxys R tires, and obviously no tread. So I was pretty nervous about it. But the track evolved so much within the race that by the end of the race, it was basically completely dry. So when Robbie, you were saying like, oh, it didn't rain by our first race, I was like, I'm pretty sure it was wet, but it basically dried out in our 20-minute session.
You dried the track out for Robbie. How nice
that's exactly what they did.
Yep. Actually, so I made up some places at the start of the race because I got some fancy traction control, and I was using my lack of power as an advantage there. But by the very end, Eric Meadows was in my mirror, and if we had one more lap, he would have got me and passed me. So it was that drastic where like he kind of dropped away, and then I was like, oh god, he's gonna get me.
Yep.
Technology is fun.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know, but technology sounds fun.
it can be if you let it do its thing. Yeah,
my car has more computers and electronics in your car somehow. It was made 20 years later.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Don't blame you. Yeah, we after race 2, like Joe and I were talking about like how to test the traction control, do like not being happy with the setup, these changes, and like for race 3, we were like, okay, we're gonna go out and it's gonna be, because and again it was kind of damp out, so like you'll be conservative, be safe, just whatever. And for whatever reason, as soon as it got green, it was like the most aggressive start I've ever had in my whole life. And I made up more spots than I've ever made up in the first lap of a race ever. And we get done, and Jess and Joe are already back at the paddock or at the trailer. As I pull in, they're like, I thought you were going to start conservative. Nah, I just changed my mind. Felt good. Went for it.
It's opposite day.
Yeah. No, as soon as we went through that first corner, I was like, I got grip. This feels great. Fuck it. Just then, deep into 3, making up places. That was absolutely the best start I think I've ever had. So
all the momentum in the world to carry into Watkins Glen.
hell yeah, I should get a ticket for that.
Well, someone else has a ticket already, so
You do for your media.
I got approved.
yep, they still don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's kind of it for me. Maybe if we had been not 3 weeks after the fact, I'd have things fresh in my mind that I could talk about. But all in all, it went really good. Matt saved the day with my I couldn't find my splitter rod. It just disappeared. Should have been in turn 1 somewhere. Wasn't. And it wasn't in the pile of broken rush cars. So we went looking for it, whatever night that was. And then Matt came over with his basically wire, like it's almost like the same, like a crimper that makes like fencing type stuff. So like if you're stringing out fences, but it's small and made for like splitter pieces. So I used a piece of his wire and his tool. Actually, he did all the work, and he made me a nice splitter rod.
I've seen him in action using that tool, but I bet it was a little bit more frantic whenever I saw it.
That doesn't sound like Matt at all.
No.
And so as I'm working on it and getting it set up, Matt takes a picture of me, and I didn't realize how bad my farmer tan was.
Pretty good.
Yep, it's fixed now. I was in Florida. It's fine. Plus, it was 1,000 degrees here this week when I mowed, so it's more even now. But
We can have a farmer tan off at Watkins.
I'm about it.
Although
Heck yeah.
I do long sleeve life anymore, so
God, you are old.
I don't even. Yeah, it's not great. It takes hard work and dedication to be this pale.
I actually have a tan, but I also don't live in a place where the sun tries to kill me every day.
Yeah, the other side's not bad. The other.
Got a party at your house, Matt?
Every time. I'm going back on it.
But yeah, so Matt saved the day with the splitter, and then I ordered my own. So now I have my own in case of emergency splitter rod maker.
It's good to have just as a backup. Plus, you can do other things with it, like make little stays and stuff. So
Yeah,
it's nice.
I actually was thinking about it. I actually like the idea of using that, making different lengths and stuff, and having them, and just using those instead of the splitter rods. Because when I hit the bumper of another car, because it's going to happen eventually, it'll probably survive better than the aluminum rod that has no give.
Yeah, or if you bottom out on going off a curb or something like that too.
That doesn't happen all the time, but yeah, you're right.
It happens with my car. If I'll hit the tall curbs at DCR or whatever, just kind of push it up. And so I really like that. This is a Danny idea, obviously, because he's much smarter than I am. But yeah, so one of the things I really liked about the splitter rod as well, I guess it might work on the cable versus the rod. I had actually tipped my wing or my front splitter way up to kind of work on the balance a little bit because my car was handling so goofy like everybody else. Mm-hmm. And it was really nice being able to just kind of have a short rod and then use some washers on the bottom and pull it back up.
Yeah. No, I was trying to think of how I could do the cable and then have it a way to do quick adjustments with it without spending a bunch of money. So
turnbuckles.
Yep. So we'll come up with something like that. But yeah, I think this the direction I'm going to go with my setup. And I'm probably not fixing this bumper again, even though it is a genuine Duloc, and at one point it cost $1,200. But it's like 50% original fiberglass at this point. So I'm about due.
Seen some things.
I'm about due for a poly bumper that can handle being pushed into things.
Gonna get a KBD?
Yes, because it can't. Because Joe goes, they're super heavy, right? And I was like, have you seen this? There's no way. The KBD is heavier than this. I promise you.
It's 3/4 of an inch thick.
It's so thick. It is very heavy. So, that's on the other list for later this year. But at this point, who cares? But I did make it look a little nicer, so it's not just held together by tape anymore.
I had an OEM 350 Nismo bumper come up on Marketplace the other day.
Don't they still want like $1,500 for those?
It was there was a comma in the price. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, there was one that showed up here that I think it was new, and they wanted $1,500 for it. And I was like, I can get a KBD for $400. We'll just do that.
And it's going to ship to you in a box that's like this big.
Yeah. And when it gets like kicked or like I hit a bumper, it's just going to bend and go back, and it's fine.
I love the video on their website of a guy in like the world's lowest Miata just
dragging
full send into a driveway, and the whole bumper just goes and like folds back up to the windshield and then just pops right back into place.
Yep. Well,
I want to know what that looks like at 80 miles an hour going down the highway, but
and apparently they have a really good warranty because Michael Gall in Omaha, that drifter, he would destroy them drifting, and because they say they're indestructible, and if you somehow destroy them, they send you a new one.
So it's like FCP Hero,
kind of, yeah.
But for scumbags.
Yep, I'm about it. I am about it. So that's on the list as well. I'm also convinced that a Geiken is on the list as well because the Tomi's not doing what the Geiken can do.
Yeah,
at least that's what I'm telling myself because I don't think the Tomi can do what the Geiken can do.
Yeah,
as much as I like my Tomi,
I've convinced myself that the Geiken is also on my list.
Yep.
There's at Eagles Canyon, it's turn 14, I think. It's like uphill, kind of cambered.
Yeah.
And my car will just lay one stripe all the way up that, even with a 295 on it. I'm like, what the hell, Quaif? I gave you a lot of money.
Let's see, mine's the other way, where I'm convinced it's like, it honestly has always felt kind of like it's a VLC, VLSD, sorry, VLSD with a shim in it, where it's like always locked.
Well, like are theirs adjustable, or is it just you have what you have?
I think you can take out friction discs and do modifiers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I also feel I'll probably just get the Geiken, and then we'll do that. Unless
everybody needs a Geiken.
Yeah, unless someone calls me, they're like, "See, here's this," and goes, "No, just do this, and you'll have the perfect LSD with your Tomi, and don't spend any money." Which I hope they do. That'd be great. But either way,
is yours the
1.5 way?
I know we've talked about it. Yeah, it's 1.5 guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was whenever I did the Quaif in mine. The braking was the thing that blew me away more than anything. It was like the car before that, because it was stock.
Yep.
And I like just did the diff and was running RS4s, and the car went from just like all over the place under braking to the back end was just planted. It's like, whoa, this is weird.
Yep. I did really.
I'm sure the Geiken is like 7 steps even further better.
That's kind of what I'm convincing myself of. I did really like the my non-boosted brake setup. I got a good feel for that, and I'm very happy with how that's set up now.
Nice.
So I can actually feel the difference of like when the pads are knocked back a little bit versus not knocked back at all, or like how I can genuinely feel how much of the calipers are actually, or the pistons are actually moving the pads.
Yeah,
and I can get a feel for that. Whereas before it was just kind of like you just smash the brake and you don't get any sort of feedback or whatever. So very, very happy with how that feels.
Yeah, I could never, which I always had the power brakes with the stock ABS, but that was the most vague, annoying, weird brake pedal in a vehicle possible.
Yep. which also now has led to the other list that has my new brake setup for the fronts, because my wheel was are just not cutting it. Now that I'm at 3,300 pounds. Not to say that it was really cutting it ever, but
So what's the plan?
we'll talk about that another time. There's two paths I can go. I could go the Porsche or the Brembo 18Zs, or I can go the Paragon Performance big brake kit, just off the shelf item. And because I like to do it the hard way, I'm tempted to do the 18Z setup because I can, rather than spending the $3,000 on the off the shelf item. I'd like to just do it myself.
Where's
And-
the fun in that?
That's kind of where I'm at. Plus, I think I can do it quite a bit cheaper. So.
That is on brand for you.
Yes. Also, the pad surface area of the 18Z is like 20% bigger than the Paragon, which is like 20% bigger than the Willwoods. Like they're massive. So bigger is better.
That's what she said.
Yep. I only pay to make them bigger, Dusty.
Oh dear.
That's it for me, guys. I did Midwest Fest. The car went home with like a list of things I want to upgrade, but like a very short list of things to fix. And it's basically I think what I need. Oh, spark plugs. Spark plugs are the only thing I'm going to replace before Watkins gone. Everything else is ready to go. I already did all that. Besides getting a ticket, of course. That's details.
How many races are you going between spark plug changes?
One. Or wait, races or weekends?
Weekends.
One.
Okay. I should throw a set of plugs when I get back to your house.
It's a conversation Joe and I have had. He's like, you're chasing after single percentage differences. Like on the dyno, you're chasing after, like, when you're talking about the weights of your car for classing, you're talking single digit or less percentages. Why would you not spend the $50 to get brand new spark plugs? And I was like, I don't like how fucking logical you're being right now. So now I do spark plugs after every weekend. Well, every race weekend. So like the spark plugs leading up to Midwest Fest, I did the test days and stuff on. But now, after a hard weekend of racing, a new set.
Yeah, my idle's getting a little funky. Just not as buttery smooth as it normally is. So I figured it's about time, anyways.
Yeah, it's such a quick thing to fix or replace, and then you just know, because who hasn't been burned by shitty spark plugs in the past, whether it's on your street car or your race car or whatever. I mean, I think we've all been there. But how was your weekend?
What to say? How was running GLGT?
Went about how I expected.
How did that even come about?
Well, it's really funny, the origin story of why I wanted to run GT, because I found out like 2 weeks before the event that the reason that I wanted to be in GT was not a good reason. So I really like my car in time attack spec, as who wouldn't? So I got wide Bridgestones, full aero, full power. It's a pretty good package. I mean, it's not a Corvette, but makes 290 to the tire. It's handling pretty decent. It's pretty quick. So I was like, yeah, GT, I don't have to do anything. I'll be a little bit down in power, but I can run my full time attack spec, which I can't. So I went and read the rule book, I think I don't know, two weeks before I left. And I was like, there's no dual element rear wings. What was I even thinking? Because, okay, AJ Hartman's car, right?
Yes.
Okay, so look at that thing. Look at this. Look at the diffuser, okay?
There's so much aero.
The whole car is carbon fiber. Tell me why I won't be able to run my dual element Zeb in the amount of aero that they allow.
It is silly.
I just assumed.
I would have too, actually.
So I kind of was starting to freak out a little bit, and I was like, well, can I tape up the flap, the hole between the flaps? And Jabay was like, yeah, it's legal. You can do that. And then Hans was like, hey, yeah, I mean, people might get pissed at you, but whatever. They wouldn't have. But
No, yeah, at this point,
it doesn't work.
Carry around a picture of your dyno graph and be like,
well, yeah. So if you
aside from the wing, here's what you can concern yourself with.
I never got on the dyno this weekend, and every time I've been to Grid Life, I've been on the dyno at least twice, just because it's so cheap. Like, why wouldn't you go? Use the cheap dyno time.
Yep.
But I left a note for Abe. He was looking at me. He was looking for me for the comp form, and I was like, hey, so I'm just going to upload the highest my car has ever dynoed anywhere, and I'm still 400 horsepower over, or 400 pounds over minimum. So like, come get me if you need me, but like, I don't plan to like get another dyno to tell you that I'm 40, 50 horsepower under or whatever it was. Yeah.
Aside from the diffuser, AJ's wing looks like it's like 17-inch cord length.
So it's a 14-inch wing with a provision for a gurney flap. So I was paddocked right, but like he was probably equidistant in the middle between Robbie and I at our paddock spot. So I'd see him every time I'd go walk over to Robbie's paddock. But so AJ and I chatted quite a bit, and we were around each other for like qualifying in a couple races. So we were just kind of palling it up. I never actually like met him in person for that weekend. I kind of follow him online and stuff. But so I walked over to him like, hey man, I got this dual element Zeb that I'm running as a single. It's like completely not made to do this, and so it doesn't make a lot of downforce. And so I think we talked about my 6-inch denim industrial composites last time we spoke.
We absolutely did.
Yeah. So I have this beautiful denim splitter with jean end plates. It's amazing.
It's very impressive.
It's very attractive. I just, toot my own horn there. Anyways,
I still need to copy
it. Actually, yes, it works very, very well, right? It's all profiled and everything. And then Danny put some ramps in it, which is cool. I've never had splitter ramps. It's like a legit splitter. And so not only did I take my second element off, we like made my front splitter just like work way, way, way better. And so inevitably my car is going to be loose. And it was very textbook, like, kind of mid-speed corner looseness, very aero balancy thing. So I think I stalled it out. I don't know if you can stall out a splitter, but like I kicked it way up, like I was saying on those splitter cable stays, and the car actually was handled really well. And so I had this genius idea after my best race of the weekend, race 3. I was like on cloud 9 after that race. I was like, man, track's dry now. Let me put the front splitter back down and see how it does. And oh my god, I could not drive the car. Everybody was warming up the brakes on race 4, and then I kind of wasn't paying attention. I mean, I was looking at him, but like Hans like kind of brake checked, like not in a weird way, just like how everybody was warming up the brakes. I was doing the same thing. I misjudged my watt when he was doing his brake check, and so I ended up driving off into the grass on the outlap behind the pace car.
I didn't realize that was the outlap.
And I feel like such a goober. I'm like, what am I doing? So Hans is so funny. We get around like turn 10, and he's like, are you good? Like, he gives me a thumbs up. I'm like, yes, I'm sorry, I'm stupid. So I'm already feeling silly. And then the car is just absolutely diabolically loose. And so on our first lap, I think I qualified like P15. I made it up to P8 in that damp race. So I'm like kind of in the middle of the pack on race 4. I go out, the car just the back end will not stay behind me. So I'm just like driving this like drift car pretty much. It's not a drift car. And then so we go out and we
all
go into
240s are drift cars, sir.
They're not drift cars. It's not a thing. I'm the only one. And so we go out into turn 3. And the car just steps out, and it's kind of a mid-speed corner. I don't know. It's not that fast. But I have to, like, give it some steering to catch it. I'm like, I'm just going in the grass now. It wasn't very dramatic. I just kind of, like, widened my line so I wouldn't spin the car, obviously. And I'm not sure if y'all have been out there in the grass at turn 3. Probably nobody here has. There is a big sand trap dip it kind of looks like a golf course from the stream of where my car's in the air. And so I go off the curb. I'm like, oh, this might be okay. And I was like, oh no. So I dip down into this sand trap, and the car like launches. And as I'm in the air, I'm like, Danny is gonna kill me because we spent so much time on the splitter. I was like, there's no chance that this splitter isn't just like exploding and everything. Do the whole race, go to the trailer, get out of the car, and I'm like, oh my god, it's still there. When I ended up doing a little bit of a nut and bolt when I got back to Robbie's place, and I knocked off my little fender stay that kind of keeps my fender pushed out for the wide wheels, and then I actually bent one of the professional awesome brackets, which I actually think was cool. I was worried about their structural integrity, but it's kind of like a fuse. So all the important bits that you don't want to bend, they didn't bend, and then this little cheap $30 support, it just bent. It didn't even break or anything. So I kind of moved it back into place just for it to sit there and look good while I'm not there. But I ordered some spares, and I think they showed up to your house last week or something like that.
I didn't open your boxes. Should I verify what's in them?
Yeah, no. I like to,
right.
It's kind of like
Christmas.
I was
Live
thinking
dangerously.
About this today.
Let's wait until 3 days before.
We're in the middle of like all the parts store areas, right? You got Columbus, huge race car.
Yeah,
city.
we got Jegs right there.
Yeah, just like Dusty's right down the road from Summit.
Yeah.
So
right.
it's like shorter than your commute, man. So it's all good. Yeah. So we're really hitting them hard today. My bad, dude. You're good. So
we'll get to you. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm actually, I was thinking about this today. I kind of forgot already the parts that I ordered. I think you got some springs showing up to your house.
Okay.
In a couple of days.
That reminds me, I got some stuff with your name on it.
And I'm scared. Oh wait. Okay.
Yeah. So Jess thinks they're for you.
Yes. Okay. We're getting it now. Yep. So Magnuson supercharger.
Yep. Yeah.
What else are you buying?
No, I'll just get my Geiken. I'll get the
right.
The drop knuckles that I want.
Matt overnighted a lot of parts from Japan.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yep. Yes, I did. Whatever she asked me about is a yes.
Yep.
So going back to the wing aero balance story, I guess. Because the car was so loose, I'd walked over to AJ and I was like, "Hey, what do you sell?" And he had this really cool display. Did you walk by his place?
Yep.
And see the wing display?
I didn't stop and like chit chat with him or anything, but I did.
Yeah.
I did kind of take a gander at his display.
I was actually like kind of nerding out on this display. It was pretty cool.
That's
so
neat.
he cut up all of his wing profiles, and then he had them on magnets, so you could see the guts of them,
Yep.
which is kind of cool just to see how they're constructed. So like my Zebulon has this kind of aluminum plate on the back to support it.
Yep.
It's got an inner structure, and then like where all the mounts are. But he was showing me the gurney flap because Ryan from Zebulon, he was chatting with, we were talking about the balance, and he was like, "Hey, if you can go find like some angle iron, you can just make a gurney flap, and it'll make your wing much better." And so when I was talking with AJ, he has this little channel in his so they've got a 12-inch and a 14-inch single element, and so I think it was either the 12 or the 14. I can't remember it. You can like slide this carbon fiber gurney flap in there, and I thought that was really cool because you can basically just make your wing bigger with a gurney flap.
Yep. Because the 9 Lives do that too, and you can buy them.
Nice.
You can buy the like 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 or whatever it is from them, and then like it's literally just a piece of like shortened.
It's just
90.
it's just aluminum
90.
angle with one edge cut off of it.
Yeah. So
because I made one from scratch.
Also made
for
one
ours.
from scratch. It was like $13 at Home Depot, or like $90 if you bought it from the companies
I think it's
that
more
make
than
them.
that.
And I was like, I'm not paying $90 plus shipping because they're the stupid size.
Yeah. Can you run gurney flaps in TC? I can't remember.
That's a good question. I think so.
I don't know. TBD. Well, so I've been talking with Ryan from Zebulon. We go back a couple years, and I've got a wing from him, obviously. And so I was like, "Hey, man, there's zero chance that you can do this. Like, but like, I'm just curious, how much would it cost to get a 14-inch single element?" And he's like, "Well, we got a 330 off the shelf," and so I just was curious, and then so he's been texting me. He's like, "I think we can get it to you in time." I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I was like, "What's your normal lead time?" He's like, 8 weeks. I'm like, "I'm not gonna make y'all do this." He's like, No. If we just get it going, I'm pretty sure we can do this. So he's like, hit me hard. So I told him
He's got to make those numbers for this month,
That's
man.
true.
Well, it's the first, so he's he was hitting me really hard yesterday. I guess that makes more sense now. But yeah, silence
Quotas, baby. Same reason I saw 7 cops on the way home yesterday.
Yes,
None
exactly.
today.
Yep, that's how it works. So I got this white Z32 that will eventually. The goal is a GT style car, right? So I was like, I'm gonna buy it regardless for the white car, and then I'm actually gonna make the swan mount spacing the same between the S13 and the white car, and I'm not gonna buy 2 of those really crazy wings. So got that all figured out, but I kind of felt too bad to be like, I don't want y'all to like thrash on this thing, and then I'm signed up for TC, so like it probably doesn't even matter. I don't have tires for TC, but I am signed up for TC.
I could get you tires.
Yeah, we can get tires. I'm not really
fine.
worried about it. But so yeah, that was my whole wing thing. Anyways, this I got some lower spring rate springs to kind of balance it out either way. I'm gonna have them in the box. I kind of like to build out a little bit more like these tuning tools in terms of like basic spring rates on the front and the back, just to if the car was so bad like it was that weekend, I just want to have a little bit more parts to throw at it.
Yeah.
And then the rear springs take like 20 minutes to change out.
Yeah, that's no big deal.
Yep.
The good news is Watkins is a mechanical grip track. It's not an aero track.
Well, so I guess so. This is y'all can help me workshop this. So this is my current stance on Watkins versus Midwest Fest. So I was very concerned being so down in power that I was going to get dropped off the pack in GT because my car is just so heavy, I guess is how you'd call it for what it is. But because the track was smallish, I was able to kind of hang. And I never got dropped off until I was an idiot and drove off in race 4. The TCR Veloster pulled off track, so I technically wasn't last, but I was last on the track as we finished.
If you didn't finish the race, you're last. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You finished.
Okay, well, so
you finished, so
last.
so you're good.
So my goal was to make it through every session, which I did. I did 2 practices, quali, 2 drift taxis, which was actually awesome. I had like an epic time in one of those drift grip sessions, and then it did 4 full races and the shootout. So, oh my god, I was on track way more than I thought.
Yeah, like a ton.
Yeah, so like I emailed Adam and I was like, hey dude, I don't want to like make you look goofy or me look goofy. Like I'm feeling nervous about the GT thing. He's like, don't worry about it, man, you'll be fine. And so I was just like happy that like my car is in such a good spot. That was kind of a win. Whatever. It sounds like copium saying that, but it was pretty cool. Like, especially after I thought I blew my splitter up, like driving up to the trailer, and I was like, I don't have to do anything. I could just drive onto the trailer. It was cool. Yeah, but that race 3, that was so fun for me. People were really timid. Like 3 or 4 cars came out on the Toyo Reigns, but everybody else was on the Proxys, and it was like pretty damn slick early on in the race. Robbie, for your round 3, race 3, was that puddle still at the apex of 11?
Oh, not on track. Like off. Like if you would dip a wheel off at the apex, you would have been dragging water on the track.
Well, all right. So that's not how our race was. I made up a couple spots, and I qualified in the shootout where I was like up there anyways. I was basically able to defend my position, and then I'm trying to drive and push and like drive over the car's ability just because I have traction control and I know I can just like lean on the gas pedal and let the computer sort it out. So I'm feeling pretty good about how the car's handling. It's not being super loose or anything weird. And then I start diving down. I don't know why I was doing this. I wasn't doing it on purpose, but I kept diving down to the apex of 11. And as soon as the front tire hit that puddle, the car just I'm facing the sand trap that you and Hilo kind of ran through. And I was like, I'm gonna be like beach stuck in the sand.
Yep.
So the car is doing a lane change, just sliding all 4 wheels. Nothing's happening. Right at the end, it just kind of, I guess you get off the race line and you get on the rain line and gripped up. And but I had like, I think 2 or 3 moments where I was like, I just ruined this race because I'm going to get stuck in the sand trap at 11. So besides that, the track was like pretty uniformly damp starting the race. But then, like I said earlier, I started drying out, and then by the end of it, it was just kind of a normal session.
Their sand traps do not make for a good wheel-to-wheel racing track.
No, the new
There's like 4 different spots where if you make the slightest mistake, you're going to
you're done.
absolutely trash a 15-minute sprint race.
Well, the car just stops, right?
Yeah, you can't get out more often.
Have they
than
made
not.
it to where the cars don't roll as easily now, or is it still the same?
I think it's still the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like that first year, Pete broke his arm.
Yeah, right,
Yep.
right.
But but yeah, it's they replaced all that sand or whatever that year and then that's what it's been ever since. Like it's like 2-3 years now, and yeah, like if someone goes in them, you got to get real lucky to not just be buried.
Who was to the left of you in that video?
Like
Who was in the sand?
in the sand? That would have been
Was that Mike?
no. Mike was on the right sideways on the track still. It was the what was that BMW? I don't know if it was the white and yellow BMW or just the white BMW.
Got it.
I'd have to go back and look again, but I think pretty sure it was one of the BMWs because he was beached.
Well, yeah, I mean, so like I'm trying to figure out all this. Like, I felt silly kind of coming there. This happened to me last year. Like, I screwed up my aero balance and didn't really have a lot of time to test it. So screwed that up. But I actually had some good racing this weekend, which I was a little concerned about. Like I said, I was expecting to be kind of dropped off the back a little bit. The first race, there's a guy. His name's Anthony. He's got a. This is crazy. He was telling me about his car, and I was like, "How are you like driving so well with your setup?" So he has a bone stock suspension, 5th gen Z28 Camaro that he threw a wing on there, and then detuned the LS7 to 320 or whatever the heck it is. I'm sure it has 800 torque still, but
Torque doesn't
so
matter.
he was
that
just
doesn't matter. So it's fine.
yeah, right. You don't measure it; it doesn't matter. So apparently he was pretty new. I think this was his 4th weekend with Grid Life, but we just had like the most awesome race. And I'm off my provisional license, but I'm not trying to hit anybody. I like my car. I like everybody else's car, and I don't want to be that guy. So I don't know who he is. His first race of the weekend, and we start battling for a couple laps, and I'd pass him, and then he kind of caught me, and he'd pass me, and so we were both. I went up to him after the race just to be like, slap his hand and be like, dude, this was awesome. I get really like hyped up when we have good races. Like that race when we were palling around until you broke your 5th gear. That was awesome. So
I still kept you behind me though.
yeah, you did. I'm such a wuss. Should actually try to pass you one of these days. So
Harsh.
no, it's true. It's true. So Anthony, like, I was like, hey man, I was the guy in the 240, and he was like, are you mad at me? And I was like, no. You were so that was awesome. But I said we both probably were not aggressive enough. We both were kind of like leaving each other way too much room.
Yeah.
And we probably actually kept some people from passing us in the back because we were just like being really careful around each other. And I was like, you were very, very respectful. And after like a couple of corners, I was not even considering that you would hit me. And that's a big car to be next to.
Yep.
5th gen Camaro. But yeah, so that was race 1. That was pretty awesome. 2 was the Chris incident in the BMW. That was extremely scary, but we basically just ran around in yellow. We got 1 flyer lap after that. 3 was the damp race, and then 4 was the one where I was an idiot. But yeah, it was cool. I'm glad that I didn't embarrass myself too much besides the self owns and race 4, and made it through the weekend.
So tell me about how you became a top 10 podium sprint.
Oh my God.
Careful calculation and a lot of prep and just really like knowing where you are in the weekend and being on top of things, right?
Yeah, luck.
I just want to.
I say luck happens when preparedness meets opportunity. That's what we're talking about right now.
I just want to say, I put my faith in God above, and I just, it's just all up to Him. I trusted Him. Got all the way up to P8. No, I don't know many sports metaphors besides that. So, anyways, you
got to thank the big man first.
Got to thank the big man upstairs. So I am feeling pretty good, getting through the second day of the event. The car's handling okay. no incidents. And I'm like, oh, cool. I get to go to the concert, go hang out with Robbie. So I go over there. You had absolutely exploded your splitter.
It's fine.
Or wait, no, that was before
The bumper.
that.
I exploded the bumper.
Exploded the bumper. So we had to. I think I walked over and you were taping over the Band-Aid. I think at that point.
Yes.
But I had a sparkling water that I cracked open. Sometimes I do that at the end of the day, and so I'm like hanging out with Robbie, and he's asking for these parts, and so I'm just kind of like, I'm chill, relaxing my body, just having a good time. And I'm like, I think I fixed your splitter stay at this point, right?
That was when
You'd found some hardware, this and that, and so I'm kind of chilling down, working on the car, and I hear 67 GT to grid. Probably heard that one wrong.
Yeah, we both kind of looked around. I was like, nah, that's not what they said.
67
I'm
GT
done
grid.
for the day. That can't be me.
I was definitely done for the day. And so I was like, Robbie, did they just say 67 GT? He's like, I don't know. I can't really hear him. So I'm like, I'm going to go check. He's like, you should do that. So I hop on the motorcycle. I run up to grid and was like, did you say 67 GT? And they were like, yeah. So I was like, what do you mean? So this was like probably an hour or two after like we were off track. And so I finished 11th on race 2. And so I went up to like the grid area, and it was kind of hectic in the grid area. I'll just leave it at that. There were a lot of people, but like I was asking them, was like, hey, do you know like if there's anybody dropping out? And they're like, we don't really know. So I was like, whatever. Probably they'll tell me probably, right?
Sure.
They'll send me a text. They'll give me some heads up. By the time I got up there to like on my motorcycle to ask if I was in the session, like they'd already run like half the shootout, and so I was like, I'm supposed to be up here right now, and so. Robbie, thankfully, was the real homie. And so I like sprinted back to my car. I had like the battery switch off and everything. It was like shut down for the night, windows up. And so I was like scrambling to get my car ready. I had to go change. I've learned this thing through knowing myself and racing over the past couple of years. How I prep for a race is about 10 minutes before I am called to grid. The first call to grid, I go in my van. I start relaxing, put my clothes on, the fire suit and everything, because I need to like kind of calm my body.
Like a decompress before you go.
Yeah, I just spin myself up.
Yep.
Very anxious person.
Yep.
So
No.
I have a whole process. I know.
No.
This is very new. It's never happened. So I'm like running around, looking like a crazy person like I always do. Throwing my clothes on.
Oh my gosh! I gotta go drive. Oh my gosh!
There was definitely that.
This,
And then, because like
Where's my helmet? Where's my helmet?
it was way worse at ECR, by the way. Way worse. Like this was nothing, Robbie.
Yep. So we run over there, and so like I yank out the cool suit out of his car. I'm like getting the passenger side all buckled in, getting that all ready, getting things kind of like set out. So like when he has his suit on, he can come out and just like grab the baklava. He can grab, put the helmet on. He can put his gloves on. Like all he has to do is get in the car. We put the harnesses in, put the window net in, and go. So like so I did the car prep because luckily it didn't like need prep. It just needed to be ready for him to jump in.
Yeah, I'd also been warming my car up to where like it would just be completely up to temp before I go out. Just be nice to the car and all that stuff. So I think I cranked the car up so it would like idle. But yeah,
it was idling while I was doing my thing.
Good. I just was like really on top of it. I know that I'm not usually on top of things, but like I had filled the car up, I had charged the GoPro, put it back in there. Like everything was ready for the morning before I had decided to check out for the day. So it was kind of ready to go, but just like get like I'm freaking sock and the suit and the shoes. Like there's so much crap you have to put on, and I'm just like this takes forever. And I'm like they're calling for me still on the PA. Yeah, so get over there, and there's people everywhere still. It's kind of late in the day, and so Robbie's having to clear the crowd for me.
So let's take it one step back real quick. And so while we were working on like my splitter and stuff, or like at my paddock throughout the day, there was 2 grid life workers that were like their jobs were just to like herd the cats away from the race cars as they were trying to get to grid or like allow traffic to move, so just yell at the humans all day. And so every time they would blow their whistle and yell, "Get out of the road!"
Like, back, you animals, back!
Basically that.
They were getting pretty worked up over the day.
Yeah, so like they were getting a little more aggressive with it. And
yeah.
And have both of you seen the movie Freddy Got Fingered? Or either of you?
I've watched the scene several times since we talked about this.
Okay.
I'm gonna disappoint you and say no.
I'm not surprised a lot of people haven't seen that movie. It's not great. But there's a scene where he's
It's like very early in the movie too.
yeah. And so there's a scene where he's taking off in his car and he's talking about how he's going to make his dad proud. And his dad's like, proud? Yeah, I'm going to make you proud. And so it's like a real like heartfelt moment. And obviously it's a really
Make
dumb
you proud,
movie.
Daddy.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like, they got the nice music playing. It's like setting the tone. And then as soon as Tom Green like starts to leave, there's like a pedestrian that walks right in front of him, and he slams on the brakes and he yells, "Get the fuck out of the way!" And so
Your mic just totally cut out.
It just
on
clipped
our
out.
side.
It completely clipped out.
all right, I won't yell it. So
It'll be in on the recording at least. So.
they might have clipped
But
out.
Zoom was not having it.
So basically, as soon as he pulls out, the pedestrian walks in front of him and he screams, "Get the fuck out of the way!" And just like record scratch, moment ruined. And so while we were working on my splitter, every time they blow the whistle and yell at people to get out of the way of traffic, I would not turn from what I was doing. I would just scream at the top of my lungs, "Get the fuck out of the way!" And so Matt gets in his car, revs it up, and he's pulling out of his paddock spot to get to grid. And I run out in front of him and I yell, "Get the fuck out of the way!" And like it was like Moses parting the sea.
Everybody was like
straight to the
frightened.
sides.
They were like, "Oh, what just happened?" But yeah, so I was stressed out, and that like I had to just start laughing. It was that was exactly what I needed. I do also, speaking about paddock while I'm thinking about this is a huge pro tip for anybody going to Midwest Fest or one of these crazy ones. Over the winter, I did a bunch of like streetcar stuff and put that back in my car, like all my headlight motors and turn signals and everything. I put the horn on my like windshield washer bottle, like clicker. And so I bought hella horns on Amazon thinking they'd be super loud. Well, there's like a low tone and a high tone, right? I just picked the wrong one out of the box, I guess. And so it's like got this dainty little like meep meep horn that's like on my race car. So I'm walking around the entire weekend. I'm driving the car, like full race car. You turn around and be like, oh, it's a race car. And it's just like beep beep at everybody. And that was a really good mod because the rush cars were like revving. It was kind of aggressive, and people were getting kind of pissy, and so I'm just like meeping around the grid. It was awesome.
I think you having that made me think that I need to have a big loud train horn like Tommy's his golf cart has.
Foghorn, yes.
just
mounted in the back so it helps the weight distribution.
Smart.
My buddy Todd has a Model A hot rod thing, and he's got a proper klaxon on it, and I think that thing weighs 20 pounds, but that would actually be the best because no one would be expecting it in grid or paddock.
We have a customer that's got a Model A street rod. He pulled up one day as my dad was walking out, and I hear this out front, and I was like, "What was that?" And I looked out. Oh, it's Mike. Yeah, I think I pulled the high tone horn off of my car and left the low. So whenever you lock it with the keyless, it does like this, the shortest little whoomp, except without the high tone, it just sounds like a baby elephant sneezing.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's not going to scare anybody if I like try to road rage them because it just goes whoomp.
But
and now your car is staying at the Veerhout home for wayward animals and race cars.
Yes.
It sounds like someone's getting murdered downstairs. I promise it's not what's happening.
You have kids, it's fine.
It's not my kid. Robbie, thank you so much for your gracious host services. I was I don't know if I was asking you if you knew anybody with storage or whatever. If I could just dump my trailer in Ohio, and you're like, yeah, I got big backyard.
I got some room.
Yeah, it was cool. It was actually really nice. I was looking for flights, found a cheap one on Monday, cheaper one on Tuesday, and my wife was like, hey, if you want to stay, just like, take some time, do whatever. So I ended up, I kind of needed the day. When did we get back? Like 11?
Yeah. So because I was like, again, knee deep in this project at work that I had to get to a certain point on by Tuesday before I headed out to that conference. I had to be back Sunday, and I had to be at work early Monday, and it ended up being like a 10 or 11 hour day or whatever it ended up being. And so, like,
I can't believe you worked that long day after just driving back all day Sunday.
So I think we got back at like 11, and I crashed as soon as I could, and then got up and then worked a full day. And then I felt bad, but like, lucky you're kind of a, do your own thing kind of person. So like, it didn't, like, you had all this stuff you could go do, and then you went and found lunch and did laundry and whatnot. So it was like,
I was working too.
Yeah, you didn't need, no, you weren't. You didn't need me there.
Okay. So one of the things that I was really glad about is, like I said, I ordered that Professional Awesome mount. So I got under the car and I checked the toe and everything. I was worried I'd knocked my front left strut out of alignment, and it was a little bit out. I'm going to align it when I get back there. But so if I would have had to leave on Monday, I would have been like barely able to like dry out my cool suit and do all this stuff. But because I had an extra couple of hours, I was able to like get the car up, make a list of things that I needed to buy. And so, yeah, that's pretty awesome. So I'm flying up on a Friday, the weekend before Summer Apex. I'm very excited about this. My wife and kid are coming with me. It's like my favorite event of the year when they come to Road America with me. And so I'm going to kind of nut and bolt the car, do the spark plugs and crap like that. And then, we're going to hit the road and kind of take a little family trip on the way to Watkins Glen and then going back too.
Nice. Yeah, so we get home Sunday night, and I'm not unloading anything. I'm just dropping just parking the car. I'll deal with it Monday when I get back from work. That way he can unload and do his thing and work on his car and get situated in the shop. And then like we get in the house because like we do rover, so the dogs don't leave. Like we have a person that comes to the house and takes them out for a half hour multiple times a day, which is really nice actually. And so we knew Matt was a dog person, so we just kind of introduced him to the dogs. Like normally we're real hesitant about Yancey with people, but we're like, it'll be fine. And then Gabby, our pit bull, just like bum rushes him and just like body checks him, and then just
he's a dog person. I know it.
Just manhandles him with love and just like smothers him. And so like there's a picture that I've been showing it to people of like literally taken the same day of in the morning there was a baby fawn in our yard, and Gabby found it, and there's a picture of them touching noses, and she's and our rover person sent us the picture, and she goes, I can't believe how gentle that dog is with those deer. It's like it's like something out of a Disney movie. She's just loving on this fawn. And then that same night, Matt comes over, and she attacks him and smothers him and licks him, and it's just like a bull in a china shop, and she cannot contain herself, and like not aggressive or like in a negative way, but just like all her weight into him, licking him in the face.
I was there for it, and I just for the record, I cannot take this Yancey slander. I just you were telling me that he was not a good boy, and he was a good boy. I
say he's a good boy. I'm not the one that says he's not a good boy. But there are others that say that they have bit him, or he has bit them in the leg. I will let you decide for yourself how true that could be.
They clearly didn't pass the vibe check, is what I'll say. And yeah, Gabby was awesome. We are dog people. Until recently had 2 dogs. And so yeah, it's I was miss my dog. So Gabby was pretty cool. She come to check on me when I was working upstairs.
Yep. When you're upstairs hanging out watching TV, yeah.
Oh, sorry, not working yet.
Yeah.
I'm actually still unemployed. Yep.
But yeah, and your car's still sitting there safely, I think.
It's really man, just seeing the 2 race cars in one garage was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I one day I will have 2 race cars in my garage, but I don't. One doesn't run.
So I got 2 running ones right now, and then the ZX. So there was somebody here the other day that was buying ZX parts off of me, and like he brought his kid, and this should have been like a 5-minute interaction just to buy the parts and leave. and he was there for like an hour because so we dug through the box of like spare parts of like the my Z32 stuff. So he ended up actually leaving with more stuff than he intended to, which is good. And then he, like, his kid wanted to see all the cars, and then he wanted to talk about your car, my car, the Z32 project, and then and the race car. So he ended up being there for like at least an hour before he took off. So it's like
Nissan.
That'd be quite a sight to see if you didn't know what you're walking into.
yeah. Having multiple race cars in a garage is kind of like having tattoos. It's a great conversation starter, and I wish I'd never opened my garage door.
What also, you had a LS sitting on the stand.
It's just
other cool things.
Yeah, right now it's a bare block. But yeah, we had to have a conversation. He's like, so why does everybody do the LS swap? And I was like, well,
how much time you got?
I was like, because
Have you looked at the stock engine for this vehicle?
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. He had the stock engine in there. I mean, his actually sounded really nice, but I was just like, this $200 block right here, I'm going to be $1,000 all in, and it's going to have like 350 to 400 horsepower. That's why.
Plus, it's going to have a hog-ass cam in it.
Yep. It's going to be awesome.
Truck Norris cam.
Truck Norris. But. Dusty, did you do car things too? Look at us on a car podcast even.
I did car things too. I actually did truck things first.
Oh.
And then car things a couple weeks later.
Heck yes.
But, so we got, as anyone that autocrosses anywhere in the country / the world knows, it's hard to find a place to autocross anymore.
Yep.
And the good people of the Texas region SCCA lined up. So we used to run there's a city out like an hour the other side of Fort Worth called Mineral Wells that has an airport that was a World War II base originally, has a giant asphalt pad on it that we called the Mineral Ring. It was the roughest asphalt on earth. You could destroy a set of tires in a full day if you wanted to, but it was huge and it was awesome. And city management changed at some point, and somebody decided, no, we're not going to rent that out anymore. We're gonna get this contract from this company that's going to make it a drone base. And the running joke 5-6 years later is that they're stealth drones. They're so stealthy you can't even see them there.
So that site, we used to run out there all the time. It's one of my first national events I did was out there. You could rent that site for $500 a day, which is like insane cheap.
Yeah, it had its flaws. There were people that really whined and moaned about it, but it was pretty cool. We did camp challenges out there and that kind of stuff too. So another like 30 minutes west of that, there is a small blip on the map called Palo Pinto, Texas, that has what was originally an Army helicopter base, and it has a similar size pad. It was mentioned at one point that it was concrete. It's asphalt, but big new site, and SCCA and another local club, Equipropede, did a joint weekend where you could run Saturday and Sunday out there. And so my dad and I looked at each other and was like, we're not going to be the guys that complain about not having anywhere to autocross and then not go run the event whenever we get a new place to autocross. So we hooked up our whole his whole circus wagon setup with the 40-foot motorhome and the 28-foot trailer behind it, and went out there and co-drove the truck for 2 days. And
nice.
It was an which it's now been a year since I've autocrossed the truck again, so it was a whole like mental thing getting back in some kind of tune with it.
Is that a cam car?
Yeah, Cam T.
What tires you run? Falcons or
Yokes, 315 Yokes.
Okay, sick,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so freshish AO52s on it. We ran like second run group on Saturday, and this lot hasn't been used for anything forever. It's just chilled out there in the middle of nowhere being used. I think the county uses it as one of their like depot lot things. So this place has like a hangar that runs down the middle of it, and it's 2 equal-sized pads on each side, and the other pad has just like piles of gravel and sand and stuff on it. They're just using it for like to stage like road grade and stuff. And this place is like sandy. It was weird. It was like crazy dust. It was the slickest surface I've ever driven on in my life outside of the wintertime.
Huh.
It was mind-bogglingly slick. And the truck was just like roll, like slow roll throttle, 40 miles per hour, second gear, light up the tires in a straight line. That kind of slick. So
I saw some pictures, and I know it was raining, but was there like algae on it? It looked like it was kind of gross and like dirty or something like that on the surface.
It's just
Bad
asphalt with. So it's asphalt with cracks in it, and whenever it rains, it's sand underneath, so it pushes sand up out of the cracks. I think is the big thing. So on Sunday we ran last group, and the other crazy part of this was it was an 80-second lap on Saturday, and like they ran the same course but reversed on Sunday, and it kind of shortened what was the finish originally. So that ended up being like 4 or 5 seconds faster. But yeah, mentally getting my head around autocrossing for a minute and a half. It's like I haven't done that since running at Mineral Wells. Like it's a skill that you have to kind of like come back around to. But yeah, so Saturday I finished second in the KMT class both days and was just like completely like not happy with how I drove, just everything was just kind of bleh to me about how I drove. We Saturday standing there with one of our friends, Wayne Atkins, that has the 3rd gen Camaro. He had come out to bring a carburetor to a guy, and we were standing there in grid while we were running, and me and him were watching my dad drive the truck, and it's like the truck's always looked like it sat kind of like it's level on the chassis points, but it in motion it looks like the back end just sags. And it just it's one of those things where just looking at it, something just looks off, and I could never put my finger on it. And Wayne said the same thing too. And I'm like, okay, it's been undrivable today. So let's change something. Let's just throw the jack under the back of it and raise it up half an inch in the back and just see what it does. Like, we're not going to make it, oh no, we might turn it into a drift car.
It's not
so we did that.
Not a 240, so you're probably fine.
Yeah. So
come on,
it's not a Nissan on a trailer, and all Nissans on trailers are drift cars. Ask me how.
And confirm.
Yeah,
and confirm.
Ask me how I know that.
The Amazon driver asked if I was a drifter yesterday.
Dirty drifter.
Because of that 240 in the garage, clearly.
I actually was talking about this thing, but yes.
So Sunday we ran last, and it rained overnight Saturday again, and like I guess basically the whole day of people running, it had cleaned off the line enough that there was a decent amount of grip. I was able to kind of make it do more of what I was intending for it to do for the most part. Other than my first run, I got about a foot over from where I really needed to be in one spot and just straight looped it. Like out of nowhere, was not expecting it at all. And all of a sudden we're going backwards. And there's just some random guy that had asked if he could go for a ride with me in the truck at the same time. I had my GoPro mounted on my helmet, and as it comes to a stop, I go, well, that wasn't the plan. But
we've all been there.
So that was a fun 2-day deal, getting to play at a new place and getting back in the truck for a couple days was a blast. And yeah, I think they're going to try to do from talking to one of the SCCA guys, it sounds like they're going to try to do something else out there this year and then try to shoot for having potentially some national level stuff out there in the future. So
nice.
I think they learned what parts of because you can't ever really tell until you get on a lot and start driving on it what the surface is going to be like, what it's going to hold up like. And I think we figured out where we need to put paddock and where we need to use for the course. And there's a few lessons learned on that. So, but
yeah, I was talking to Tom about that event at, I don't know if it was this weekend at the autocross or whatever, but my buddy Tom Holt that you saw up there, and he said that, yeah, there's some specific spots of that site that aren't going to be that great to use.
Yeah, there's going like west on it. It kind of runs downhill, and I think it's like it's eroding underneath the asphalt over on that side, because we were pulling up asphalt in a couple of different spots over there. They kept having to move gates around a little bit, but I think that side would be fine to park cars on, and then we can use the rest of it, and it'll probably be pretty. And then I don't think they were able to. They went out and just like hand prepped some spots on it, but I think if you got out beforehand with one of those big like power broom things, I think you could make a pretty good effort in the right direction on it. But so yeah, that was a fun little weekend trip. And then a couple weeks later, kind of on the whim, decided that I was going to make my entry back into the Apex HPDE group. Here has a time attack segment of some of their events that they call Apex Lap Attack. So the last couple of years, I have just done advanced DE and just kind of putted around and did my thing, and not really wanted to try to be competitive. So decided it was time. Now that I have a car that doesn't feel like it wants to kill me every time I hit the brakes or turn into a corner, I decided that it would be worth getting back out with them in that group. So did that.
Dusty, now that you're hitting the track all the time, when are you putting the cage in your car?
Yeah, it's got.
Come TC with us.
It's got all the cage that I want in it in the back half. So, but, so entered their lap attack stuff. There's 6 total classes. I fall into the next to slowest one by virtue of tire weight and aero is basically, and horsepower based on basically stock power without having done any crazy mods to it. So I'm in a group with like a couple of Miatas with big wings and some BMW, or there's a older M, like a E36 M3 with a big wing and wide body. So ran at Motorsport Ranch Crescent on it's the 1.7 mile course there, but running reverse the normal direction, so running clockwise, which I really prefer to the normal direction there. It's got a couple of different spots that on the normal direction always throw me for a loop that just flow a lot better in my simple brain going clockwise. So, and yeah, it was a fun day to get back into, gridding by time and just psyching myself up and being like, okay, you're in front of a few of these cars and you should be there, and you shouldn't just point them by and then get held up by them later and feel stupid for doing that. And I kind of, the first session out, they run a fairly slow out lap and everybody gets bunched up.
Of course.
And I was not handling it well. And pointed a few cars by and then ended up having to kind of work around them through the next couple sessions. But that was a good, clean day overall, and didn't put a tire off in the grass at any point. So, and
now you're just showing off.
Yeah,
Yeah, Matt and I drop tires all the time.
I think you're supposed to at least once, just to know how it feels. The grass.
Oh, I thought it was once per corner.
Yeah.
Oh,
I might not be doing
once
this right.
once.
I might not be doing this right.
Well, I'm gun shy there because the normal running it counterclockwise, every corner is like a patience late apex, and if you turn in early and you carry any speed at all, it's going to shoot you off of a curb that has a 6-inch hole at the beginning and the end of it. So like I've trashed a tire and a wheel there. I've broken a hub there. Like the place kind of. Like, I don't know, it's in a weird spot in my brain of, like, nothing, like, catastrophic has happened there, but it's just, I have bad driving habits that really punish you in, like, 2/3 of the corners there. So, and it's like the fastest turn there is called Big Bend, and clockwise, you go down the front straightaway, so you're at terminal speed for the entire track, going into the fastest corner on the track. And it's just it's kind of a just like nut up and just turn the car in and just let it plant and go through it. And yeah, it's a good, it was a good test of the new configuration on the car. And I've like traditionally there going the other direction, I've been like 5 seconds or so off of what the Camaro did there, and I was like 3 seconds this time.
Nice.
So I considered that a small victory. I was, I think, 4th in class and like 5 seconds off of the guy that won, but
That guy's cheating anyways.
yeah.
I ran Crescent once, but it's a pretty cindy track, so I think the guys that are out there all the time have a bit of an advantage there.
Yeah, especially there's like Big Bend, Little Bend, Ricochet, like all of those corners are like counterclockwise. It's kind of a like, slow up a little bit, let the car set, and like clockwise it's just huck it in and hope it sticks. Like there's going back up the hill through Ricochet especially is just that's a fun spot. But yeah, and it drove itself back up on the trailer. Well, I winched it, but it
could have.
It was in the same configuration whenever I got done as what it was when I got there. So
look at us driving our race cars onto the trailer.
All I'm hearing is a lot of success in June.
Yes,
it's the year of
much.
It's the year of the VQ, baby.
Yep.
Yes.
So yeah, it's been a good few weeks.
Nice.
And then so the rear of my car, I've never changed. I've got camber arms on it, but I've never changed the mid link, which sets the toe.
Oh yeah.
And so I had forgotten that my camber arms also still have eccentrics on them, even though the arm itself is adjustable. And the rear of that car is not like, you can align it, you can get it dead on. And by the time you get it on the trailer, it will have screwed something up. Like I've convinced myself. And I 100%, I think like 3 or 4 laps into the first session, felt something move in the back going through Big Bend, because I got onto the little short chute straight afterwards and it was like the wheel is here and it wasn't here. Like I didn't move the front toe. All I did was fix the rear toe. Like nothing should have moved in the steering wheel unless something moved in the back. So I hauled off last weekend and unhauled the entire driver's side rear corner, and it's getting all sphericals and probably SPL's mid links that have the spring bucket on them, because I'm tired of that. And I'm
Did
also
you find
tired
anything that was super broken?
It just moves the eccentrics.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Like that's all. That's all it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a guy from, I think he was like from Georgia or something, that was up at Midwest Fest, and he stopped and talked to me for quite a while. He has a 350Z. He's just kind of getting into like HPDE type stuff, and so he's kind of asking me like, what should I look out for? And I was like, how much time do you have?
Yeah.
And so like we went through my car like front to back, and I was like, you want to fix this and that and this and that, and that's dumb and that's bad and this is broken all the time and that's bad. so like we got to the rear, and I was like, so yeah, like you see these that spin, you see how mine don't do that? You're gonna want to do that. Yeah. Otherwise you're gonna have active tow. And so it's just word vomiting.
It's called high cost, I think.
Yeah, just
right.
Yeah, just word vomit of all the shit that I've had to fix over the years and problems that this car has. And I was like, welcome to hell, buddy.
There was a guy at the track with a 370 that we talked a little bit, and it's like anybody that comes up and talks to me about it, they ask, what all I've done to it, and it's like the car, it looks like it looks pretty simple from the outside.
You've done a lot.
And I think about it as pretty simple. And then whenever we start talking about things and it's like, oh yeah, well, what about this? Like, oh yeah, no, I changed that. Oh, what about that? Yeah. Oh yeah. The entire brake system is different. Oh yeah. It's got this, it's got that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So we were exchanging notes of like, the usual suspects on the track Z group on Facebook, and the sway bar debate, rear sway bar debate, and all these different things. It's funny. Like we're all in the same pit of despair. Like, and I was talking to another guy that owns a shop in Fort Worth, and mentioned in talking to a couple of guys that I have the Z. They're like, yeah, why don't we see more of those out here? And I was like, how much time do we have?
Let me tell you.
And so it's Forrest that's from Texas Track Works, and he's like, yeah, we've done a few of them, and like they've got their, like there's a lot of pluses, there's a lot of interesting traits also. And I was like, yeah. It's like I think the big thing, because I was standing next to a C5 Corvette track car, or C6, and I said the biggest thing is that if I had one of these, I would just have the recipe. I would just call, you call this company and you get this, and you call this company and you get this, and you call this company and get this, and then you just go and you run all 20 minutes of every track session from now till the end of time, and all you do is put tires and brake pads on it.
And you're competitive.
Why don't we have Corvettes?
Because we're not Corvette guys, duh.
That's
Oh, okay.
Masochists.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. No, I had Auto Trader listings pulled up side by side at the time that I bought my car. C5 commemorative edition Z06 and my car. Both $21,000. Ask me about all the homes I didn't buy before the real estate market exploded here also.
yeah.
But also, like, I look at that car, and if I didn't, like, I would unload it and go buy something else if all I cared about was being fast on track. Like, yeah.
Now your Z's cool.
Yep. And I just can't. I'm not to the point of being a Corvette guy yet. I think I could become a BMW guy easier than.
It's a cult.
Yeah, I could become a BMW guy easier than I could become a Corvette guy, I think. Which I don't know what that says about me, but.
Probably a lot, actually.
Or I could just become a wakeboard boat guy.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking.
No boats. We're not doing boats.
Dusty, come down to Friday lunch.
Stop it.
This is a boat. Yeah, this is a boat podcast now.
No, if this turns into an Adam fishing off a boat and you guys wakeboarding off a boats podcast, I'm going to be so mad.
You're the only person who doesn't like boats here.
I guess I will like it if you have a boat and I don't have to buy a boat.
I go out on my friend's boat. I have a boat, but I go out on my friend's
boat. The best boat is someone else's boat.
Yeah, that's. But the problem with that is like I want to go like now.
Yes, I know.
And the people that have the boat, they might not want to go now, or they probably do want to go now, but they just probably don't want to go with me.
That happens. Yes, I remember. Jess telling me when she was her parents had a place in the Ozarks, and she was one of the fill the boat up girls, whatever they call that. And there would be people that would
like a gas station attendant. Is that where you're?
Yeah, but it's not a gas station because it's a boat out on the lake.
It's a gas station. It's a gas pump.
I understand, but it's different. It's different.
It's the same thing.
It's the girl in the bikini filling the boat with gas.
Fair enough. Okay.
It's way different. But she would do that.
That is a job that we're not able to get.
Yep, sexist bullshit. But she said that
I wouldn't do well.
She said, remembers the time there was a guy there was a boat that showed up, like one of those like cigarette boats or whatever, and they filled it with fuel or gas or whatever it was, and it was $5,000. Mm-hmm. And he came back the next day and they filled it up again.
Yep. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure there's two big block supercharged motors in those things or something ridiculous. But that 5,000 gallons is insane.
Yeah. Just stupid money. And like anytime she tells that story, I was like, "Oh yeah, we're poor."
Wait, dollars or gallons?
$5,000.
Okay, good. I was like, that's way too much gas, but yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, there's the marina that my parents used to have a boat at. There is a center console, like probably 45-foot boat in a boathouse there that has 5 Mercury like 500 outboards on it. Those engines are like nearly $100,000 a piece.
Yeah, that's stupid money.
If you ever
plus the rest of the boat.
No, if you ever feel stupid about car stuff, go look up how much outboards cost.
It's like $15,000 for a 25 horse motor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Insane.
Yeah. Horses and boats make racing seem real logical.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why all these mid 2000s like Moombas and stuff that keep coming up on my marketplace for $15,000 and they've got a 350 in them. They look pretty tempting.
I'm good old small block Chevy in there.
Yeah, see, I'm more of a antique Chris Craft kind of guy.
That doesn't make enough wake for me.
No, I understand.
Really classy. It's extremely classy.
I don't know why I've always been drawn to the like the old person in me. Like when I'm done with cars, wants to build like a Chris Craft from scratch. I'm not even
have the little flag, American flag.
It's got to have the flag. It's the whole thing. It's got to be perfectly made out of wood. And like I got to do the whole thing myself. I'll probably never do it. I hate boats, but for some reason, that project
you have a truck.
That project always sounded fun to me.
You have half the equipment already.
We went to a car and boat like concours in Houston a few years ago with Jen's parents or Jen's dad, and there was several like old wood boats like that, and then there was also like some kind of 70s. I don't remember what brand boat it was, but it had a big block Ford in it, and it had a Holman Moody sticker on the dash. And I was like, that's the coolest thing ever.
The best one here.
Like, that boat's got an old NASCAR motor in it out of like a Torino or something. Like, That's awesome.
So what are you guys doing on boats for 4th of July?
We're doing a water park on Friday, I think, and then I hopped up my kids' Power Wheels to go to our friend's house on the 4th of July. So we're gonna find out how many 18-volt battery packs stock motors in a Power Wheels Dune Extreme will last. Because from what I've read, they might last until the end of time, and they might last until like the next battery pack.
the end of the block.
Yeah.
Yeah, I threw an 18-volt conversion on my kid's little, his little electric Bronco, and burned the motors up in like two sessions.
So we went out and he rode it for probably 20 minutes or so, just on flat concrete, and nothing seemed to be on the verge of meltdown. So I think maybe it'll be all right. But also for like $425, I can get 775 motors and Metal Gear transmission and a controller that'll like kind of soften the hit because the lithium batteries like just dump tons of amperage right out of the gate with the on-off switch throttle.
So, it's a rabbit hole, right? So I started looking at these things. I did an upgrade on my kid's Bronco when he burned a motor, and I was like, I was disgusted with myself. I was like, I can't leave anything alone. I'm like, I got the Metal Gears, I got the soft start, the whole stuff. It's insane.
Have you found there's proportional speed control boards for them that are like $200? I think you're muted.
This is all or nothing. It's just like a switch.
Yeah, so
And we made it the whole episode before.
So yeah, I got on the Reddit Power Wheels mods board the other night, and yeah, I was like, I could make this $1,000 Power Wheels like real fast.
Easy.
Or I could just go buy him a damn go-kart.
There you go. There's 2 go-karts sitting in my shop that I'll sell you for cheap. Like real cheap.
What's your delivery rate?
Oh,
I mean, I got a rig coming back to Texas.
yeah. I was gonna say
I'll meet you in Tulsa.
There's a trail. Into it. I'm into it. Oh man. It always ends up at Tulsa. Guys, I'm tired. It's late.
Yeah,
It's almost a holiday.
Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Go America, for the most part.
Yeehaw. And on that note, we'll catch everybody next week.
Yep.